They're the ones you should be arresting, not me.
Why didn't you say that before?
What do we got here?
Cam, this is William Klein. He was wrecking an office.
But I just wanted to meet them face to face. I wanted them to admit what they were doing.
Who is they?
He was in the office of the Trilateral Commission.
Trilateral Commission.
Vision to give you vision. To give you vision. To give you vision. To give you vision. Intervention, life adventures, white winters. Israelite upon the night remembers. Celebrate existence. Snowflakes take the shape of a bright empress. My cold hands reach for the princes and linen. Within the shootouts, drug wars, liquor stores, cops kicking the door. Visions of war, prison walls so high, bodies stiff in the morgue. Drug sniffing dogs, pissing the halls. They friskers on floors while hitting our jaws. Twisting the laws, system is flaws. Wisdom no more, hating ourselves, gated in hell. Overpopulated, those who thought they made it still taking our wealth. Raping ourselves, pyramid falls into stone man links. Most high recall we used to hear from space. Mosaic laws appeared in our face. Angels applaud, mothers embrace, strangers explored. Manna we taste, cosmic thoughts. Turn my brain into a gothic quartz crystal. Now Israel kneel before a Coptic cross. God knowledge was lost, used to be flossed. Now it's nudity taught, your beauty's the course.
Thank you very much, Richard, and I am delighted to be here in these new headquarters. I have been often to, I guess, the mothership in New York City, but it's good to have an outpost of the council right here down the street from the State Department. We get a lot of advice from the council, so this will mean I won't have as far to go to be told what we should be doing and how we should think about the future.
Internationalists here in our government, they are both after the same thing.
The elite, however, occasionally have a difficult time ruling themselves. At a 1991 closed-door meeting of fellow internationalists, billionaire and former CFR chairman David Rockefeller praised his media allies, but his confidence that his words would not leave the room was later broken.
We are grateful to the Washington Post, the New York Times, Time Magazine, and other publications whose directors have attended our meetings and restricted their promises of discretion for almost 40 years. It would have been impossible for us to develop our plan for the world if we had been subject to the bright lights of publicity. But the world is now more sophisticated and prepared to march toward a world government.
They're the ones you should be arresting, not me.
Why didn't you say that before?
What do we got here?
Cam, this is William Klein. He was wrecking an office.
But I just wanted to meet them face to face. I wanted them to admit what they were doing.
Who is they?
He was in the office of the Trilateral Commission.
Trilateral Commission.
Yeah, the Trilateral Commission.
All right, what is the Trilateral Commission?
It's an organization founded in 1973 by David Rockefeller to bring together business and political leaders from the United States, Europe, Japan, so they could work together for better economic and political cooperation between their nations.
And that's what they'd like us to believe. But you see, what they're really up to is a scheme to plant their own loyal members in positions of power in this country, to work to erase national boundaries and create an international community, and in time bring about a one world government with David Rockefeller calling the shots.
I take it they're pressing charges?
Yeah, well, he broke a globe and some UNICEF artwork.
Well, they're in on it too.
Okay, Mr. Klein, if you just...
I'm telling you, our whole way of life as we know it is in jeopardy.
I appreciate that information.
But I have the documented evidence. It's all in there. Show him.
Well, he's got these magazines here.
Conspiracy Review? Suppressed Truth Roundup?
The whole master plan is exposed.
Yeah, well,
You're still not convinced, huh? Would you like to hear the names of just a few of the people who have been on the Trilateral Commission?
Not particularly.
James Earl Carter. Heard of him?
Look, Mr. Klein...
Henry Kissinger. You heard of him? Walter Mondale.
Who?
Mr. Klein, this is
John Anderson, George Bush. Now, you remember at the convention, everybody thought it was going to be Ford for Veep. You know what happened? David Rockefeller just picked up a phone, put in a call. Hey, Ronnie, forget Jerry, it's George. Bye. So, no matter who won in November, they had their man in the White House.
Are you through?
Vision to give you vision. To give you vision. To give you vision. To give you vision. Intervention, life adventures, white winters. Israelite upon the night remembers. Celebrate existence. Snowflakes take the shape of a bright empress. My cold hands.